In the bustling heart of Shanghai, where neon lights danced like fireflies against the velvet night, Elena Harper stood frozen on the rain-slicked sidewalk. At 25, she was a wanderer at heart, a freelance journalist with a knack for uncovering truths hidden in plain sight. Her auburn hair clung to her face, damp from the persistent drizzle, but her emerald eyes burned with an intensity that belied her delicate features. She had come to China chasing a story about corporate espionage, but fate had a way of twisting paths into labyrinths. Alexander Voss, the enigmatic millionaire, emerged from the opulent lobby of the Grand Hyatt. At 42, he was a titan of the tech world, his fortune built on innovative AI algorithms that revolutionized global finance. Tall and broad-shouldered, with salt and pepper hair and piercing blue eyes, he carried an air of unyielding confidence. Dressed in a tailored black suit, he glanced at his watch, a vintage Rolex that had belonged to his late father, impatient for the black Mercedes idling at the curb. His bodyguards, two stern-faced men in dark suits, flanked him like shadows, their earpieces crackling with hushed commands. Elena had been trailing Alexander for days. Her sources whispered of a shady deal involving Voss's company and a Chinese conglomerate suspected of intellectual property theft. Tonight, she positioned herself across the street, her camera hidden in her coat pocket, hoping to capture something incriminating. But as Alexander approached the car, the guards' voices cut through the hum of traffic. They spoke in rapid Mandarin, their tones low and urgent. Elena's fluency in Chinese, honed during her college years in Beijing, allowed her to eavesdrop effortlessly. "Make sure he doesn't suspect," one guard muttered. "The sedative in the drink should kick in soon. Once he's out, we take him to the warehouse. The boss wants the codes by dawn." Elena's heart pounded like a war drum. Sedative. Warehouse. This wasn't just espionage, this was a kidnapping plot. Alexander, oblivious, reached for the car door. In that split second, Elena's instincts surged. She couldn't let this happen. Crossing the street in a blur, she feigned a stumble, colliding lightly with Alexander just as he was about to step inside. "Excuse me," she exclaimed, her voice laced with feigned embarrassment. But her eyes locked onto his, wide with genuine alarm. "Don't get in that car," she whispered urgently, her hand gripping his arm. "Your guards, they're speaking Chinese. They're planning to drug you and take you somewhere." Alexander froze, his brow furrowing in confusion. "What? Who are you?" The guards turned, their expressions hardening. One reached inside his jacket, no doubt for a weapon. Elena's mind raced. "Please, trust me. Run. Now." Adrenaline coursed through Alexander's veins. He had enemies, plenty in his line of work, but betrayal from his own security detail. It seemed impossible. Yet something in Elena's gaze, raw and desperate, pierced his skepticism. With a nod, he grabbed her hand, and they bolted down the alleyway adjacent to the hotel, the guards' shouts echoing behind them. Rain pelted their faces as they weaved through the labyrinthine streets of Shanghai's old town. Narrow alleys twisted like veins, lined with steaming noodle stalls and flickering lanterns. Elena led the way, her knowledge of the city proving invaluable. "This way," she panted, pulling him into a dimly lit tea house. The proprietor, an elderly woman with kind eyes, ushered them to a back room without a word, sensing their peril. Huddled in the shadows, Alexander caught his breath. "Who are you really? And how did you know?" Elena hesitated, then sighed. "I'm Elena Harper, a journalist. I've been investigating your company, rumors of a deal gone wrong. I overheard your guards. They're not who you think. They're working for someone else." Alexander's face paled. He pulled out his phone, but Elena stopped him. "No calls. They might be tracking you." She explained what she'd heard. The sedative, the warehouse, the demand for codes, likely his proprietary AI encryption keys, worth billions. As the night deepened, a fragile alliance formed in that humble tea house. Alexander revealed his story. Orphaned young, he built his empire from nothing, driven by a promise to his dying mother to change the world. But success bred enemies. The Chinese conglomerate, led by a ruthless tycoon named Li Wei, had approached him for a partnership. When Alexander refused, citing ethical concerns over data privacy, threats ensued. He hired the guards through a recommended agency, never suspecting infiltration. Elena shared her own scars. Raised in a small American town, she lost her father to corporate greed, a factory shutdown that left him broken. Journalism became her weapon, her way to expose the powerful. "I came here for a story," she admitted, but I couldn't watch you walk into a trap. Their conversation flowed like a river, uncovering shared vulnerabilities. Alexander spoke of isolation in his ivory tower, the weight of decisions affecting millions. Elena confessed her loneliness, the toll of chasing truths that often led to danger. In the flickering candlelight, barriers crumbled. For the first time in years, Alexander felt seen, not as a mogul, but as a man. Elena, too, found solace in his quiet strength. But danger loomed. A sudden crash at the teahouse door signaled the guard's arrival. "They're here," Elena whispered. They escaped through a hidden exit, emerging into a crowded night market. Amidst the chaos of vendors hawking silks and spices, they blended in. Alexander's mind whirred. "We need proof. My hotel room, there's a safe with documents exposing Li Wei's operations." Risky, but necessary. They circled back, using Elena's press credentials to slip into the hotel via a service entrance. In his suite, Alexander retrieved a USB drive from the safe. "This has everything, emails, recordings. If we get this to the authorities, it's over." As they downloaded files to Elena's laptop, footsteps echoed in the hall. The door burst open, the guards, guns drawn. "Mr. Voss," one sneered in accented English, "you should have taken the car." A tense standoff ensued. Elena's heart raced, she spotted a fire alarm on the wall. In a flash, she yanked it, triggering blaring sirens and sprinklers. Chaos erupted, guests flooding the halls, security rushing in. In the melee, Alexander disarmed one guard with a swift punch, a remnant of his boxing days. Elena grabbed a lamp, swinging it at the other, buying time. They fled to the rooftop, the city sprawling below like a glittering sea. Helicopters whirred in the distance, perhaps Li Wei's reinforcements. "We can't outrun them forever," Alexander gasped. Elena clutched the USB. "Then we fight back. I have contacts, a fellow journalist in Beijing. We upload this online, expose them." On that rain-drenched roof, under the stormy sky, something profound shifted. Alexander pulled Elena close, his lips brushing hers in a kiss born of desperation and connection. "Thank you," he murmured, "for saving me." But the night wasn't over. A black SUV screeched below, men piling out. They descended via the fire escape, hearts pounding. In a stolen moment, Alexander confessed, "I've built walls around my heart, Elena. But you've breached them." She smiled through tears. "And you've shown me that not all power corrupts." Their escape led to a safe house on the outskirts, arranged by Elena's network. There, as dawn broke, they pieced together the puzzle. Li Wei wasn't just a businessman, he headed a syndicate blending corporate might with underworld tactics. The guards were his plants, the car a mobile prison. Uploading the evidence to secure servers, they watched as the story broke worldwide. Headlines screamed, "Tech mogul escapes kidnapping plot, Chinese tycoon implicated." Interpol moved in, arrests followed. In the aftermath, Alexander and Elena found themselves entwined beyond survival. He invited her to his New York penthouse, where vulnerability bloomed into love. "You warned me not to get in that car," he said one evening, as they watched the sunset over Manhattan. "But you pulled me into something far better, a life with you." Elena leaned into him. "Sometimes, the greatest stories are the ones we live." Yet, shadows lingered. Li Wei evaded capture, vowing revenge. Months later, as Alexander expanded his empire ethically, incorporating Elena's insights on transparency, a cryptic message arrived: the game isn't over. It tested their bond. Elena, now his partner in every sense, stood firm. "We'll face it together." Their journey became legend, a tale of betrayal, courage, and redemption. Alexander funded journalism scholarships in Elena's name, honoring her bravery. She wrote a bestseller, Whispers in the Rain, chronicling their ordeal, touching hearts globally. In quiet moments, they reflected on that fateful night. The guards' Chinese whispers, meant for doom, sparked a love that defied odds. Powerful, yes, but more than that, it was a testament to the human spirit, how one act of warning could rewrite destinies. Years passed. Their children, twins, Sophia and Ethan, grew hearing the story. "Mommy heard the bad men," Sophia would say, wide-eyed. "And saved Daddy," Ethan added. Elena smiled, holding Alexander's hand. "And in saving him, I saved myself." The end was no end, but a beginning. In a world of deceptions, their truth shone brightest, a powerful, heart-touching saga of love born from peril.